Hi, I'm Michael, and this is Day in the Life of an Immigration Lawyer. Morning, I take the dog for a long walk before I go to court. I have a hearing this morning, and this afternoon I think I'm just going to go to a coffee shop, answer some emails, work on a brief, talk to some clients maybe. And then tonight I go to the iHeart Radio studios. I record my podcast every week, so I'm going to take you there with me. So come along today. Treat before Dad goes to work. Immigration lawyers are advocates who go to court with migrants as they sort of navigate the immigration process. So there are really two types of immigration lawyers. There are proactive immigration attorneys who are the people helping you file for a green card application. And then there's people like me. We are defensive immigration attorneys. So defensive immigration attorneys go to court with you. Usually there's a deportation order or some sort of removal proceeding that you need an advocate in court with you. So we are full-blown defense attorneys who are trained to litigate in court in front of an immigration judge. When I said literally anything can happen today, different client called me. He was arrested last night and he's being arraigned over at the Supreme Court. So we're going to court. I like to deal with clients from across the spectrum from a procedural perspective. So people who are facing the immigration process who are minors and need an attorney in court with them, or people who are convicted or accused of crimes and are facing the deportation process after serving a criminal sentence. So there's really no two clients that I've worked with who are the same. A lot of the challenges happening right now, you're catching me on the Monday after all the protests in Minnesota. So by virtue of this job, I'm very closely tied to the news cycle. A lot of what you see in the news will directly impact what happens in court on any given day. Going to court for me is really fun and exciting because I'm learning. It's usually in a legal context that it's something new and exciting and different for me. So to become an attorney, you need to go to law school. In most states, there are a couple outliers, but in New York, you need to go to law school. That's 3 years after you do your undergraduate degree. And then you study all summer long, you cram, and then you sit the bar. Every attorney has to complete their CLE credits, so continuing legal education. It's about 32 hours every year, and then it's every other year once you've been an attorney for, I think, 10 years. And one of the things I wasn't prepared for was the fact that I was going to be associated with my clients' really terrible experience sometimes. I'm oftentimes asking them to relive significant trauma. Usually the worst trauma they've gone through is the grounds that I'm using to establish asylum. So to prepare a client for that, I rely a lot on my emotional intelligence. I think I kind of first felt drawn to the justice system. I went through some tough challenges when I was younger, being the only gay kid in a small town. There was something about being with people who were going through something alone that felt very attractive to me when I was thinking about getting into criminal justice or immigration law. A cool thing about immigration law is that I can practice in every state in the US. So I fly to detention centers around the country and go meet with my clients. So while I'm based in New York, I very much have an extensive network around the country. There are so many pros to this type of role. I am beholden to my clients and I don't have a boss and I get to make my own hours and I get to do what I really want to do. A con, I would say, is you don't always know where your next paycheck's gonna come from. So that is definitely a con, but it's really not insurmountable. You kind of get used to it. I'm constantly looking for ways to handle the stress. So please comment below if you have any suggestions, but I've been exercising a lot. I always make sure I have some time, especially after I've been in court. And it's really just for me to process what happened through the day before I can decompress. I think one of the key challenges right now in immigration law is how few lawyers are getting into this practice area because they just don't think it's very sexy. And I'm here to tell you it is, and it's fun. And there's a huge upside. I've been able to build and grow an entire practice just for myself, alone, me with a laptop and a backpack. Court's over, so now I'm headed to the iHeart Studios to record my podcast, Brief Recess. It's an exactly right production, so come with me to the iHeart Studios. I'm gonna bike up there now. I love coming here because this really does feel like a moment where I can put down my things and really reflect on what's happening in the law, what's happening in America. We go through headlines, we go through weird historic lawsuits that sort of shaped the way the jurisdictions and jurisprudence in America is structured. So I just really love coming here, and we really do try to cover a lot of different topics. You've followed me around all day. You've seen me on my phone, biking in one court into the next one. So for me, being able to go like from this to put on this hat, to put on that hat, to put on this one is the real skill here. And that's not really something I can teach anyone. The last dog walk of the night before I go to bed, do a little reading. Tomorrow I have much more chill day. I'm just gonna be working on a brief from a coffee shop, drinking coffee. I won't have to wear a suit, which I love. So thank you for joining me on Day in the Life of an Immigration Attorney. This has been really fun. Check out other Day in the Life videos on YouTube. Jack says goodnight. Thanks for coming. Loves running in the hallway. No running in the hallway. You're gonna get arrested.